Jai Bharat, this is Suraj Singh from Faridabad, Bharat. जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उछल जलधि तिरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जयो गाथा जंगन मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जयो जयो हे जय भारत का संविधान जय कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया एंड माय डियर फ्रेंड्स सुजलम सुफलम मलजा शीतलम सस्या श्यामलम मातरम वंदे matram and continues. Dear friends, we all sing this and we are proud to be called Bharat citizens, citizens of this country, great Bharat, an exclusive country in this world, a country which has status, a country whose constitution is respected by whole world as a unique document, unique constitutional legal document that governs about 1.4 billion people in this world out of 7 billion people. We are not small country population wise, wealth wise, health wise, mind wise, and status wise. We are great nation, Bharat, SSSDR, Bharat, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. We people of this country, having solemnly resolved to constitute ourselves into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic status to secure to its people justice, liberty, and equality, so that its people be honored equally with dignity, and we constitute fraternity among all, brotherhood among all. And it was decided officially, formally on 26th November 1949 and fully implemented on 26 January 1950, which day we call Republic Day. Republic Day is yet to come, only few days left, but we have to review ourselves. What does this republic mean for us? Republic is very big word. This word got top level meaning if we really consider ourselves. We are citizens of this country, but on above citizenship, we are kingdom of this country. We are, you can say, constitute kingdom-like situation here for Bharat. Republic means every citizen is a part of kingdom. Every citizen is a part of royalty. Though there's no royalty, yet we are royals. Because we are republic, we have replaced the kingdom, king status, and we all are kings unifiedly, unity, integrity. We are all king of this country. Means citizen means king here. This is virtual meaning of this. You should be proud of that. That every citizen, because I constitute member of parliament, I constitute MLA, I am king. I am part of republic, I am king. I decide my future myself, I am king. And I make my society for me, for every citizen. I am therefore a social worker, a social leader, and I make my government, and I make my Lok Sabha, I make my representative, I make my all leaders, all constitutional position. Therefore, I am king, you can say. Means it is general interpretation, personal interpretation. Means how positive meaning, how much positive meaning, how much positivity can you bring to your own nation, your own rule of law, your own constitution. It depends upon you. Means as much as you can understand, as much as you can get into that, you get pride on that. Of course, it doesn't give you money, it doesn't give you any wealth, but it gives you a mental status that what I am in comparison to other countries, citizens, what they are. This is only country which is based on 5 pyramids. Again, I'm telling you, we are based on, You can say sovereign status. Sovereign. I am honor of my country. I am honor of myself. Don't disturb me. I am entity in this world. Then it is socialist. I am society. I am not living in jungle. I am a civilized society. I am a civilized person. I right that I must have. And then it goes to secularism, which means not only religions, all cultures, everyone, whatever is recognized or whatever is practiced or has been practiced or had been practiced, all are admissible, all are equally respected, provided that culture, that practice must not impactly or must not impact adversely onto other practice of different culture. That is what it means whatever has been happening in this country or in this land for unknown times is acceptable, provided it meets our requirements of our rule of law, and that is what it is called secular status. All sects are respected, all religions are respected, all faiths are respected, and that is a kind of undefined definition of secularism of this country. It's an exclusive definition. If you open dictionary and see, you'll find different meanings of secularism. Some people may say this is state has got no religion here. That's one part. But our part is different. Our state does not own any religion, but our state respects every religion in this land. And that's greatness. Our state respects all cultures whatsoever can be admitted in our society, and that is secularism. All practices, all cultures, all rituals, and all religions are welcome on this land, but state owns nothing. State is what I said: sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. This is our official status. This is very clearly given on preambles, and that is what we should be proud of. This status which we have, this is by chance, I think, or by design. You can accept your way, but this is a wealth that we have in name of properties of our country, characteristics of our country. We own are these. Then it's not simply these characters. We have to be proud that this is big land, big wealth, big resources, big nature, and big population. Population is big. It doesn't mean it's negative power, it's negative effect. It is up to us how to use this population. Every country has some certain population. We have this much. This is our luck. If we use it, otherwise it is bad luck. We have potential to use it, but we have failure to use. We have failed everywhere to use it. Now it comes to something else. I'm not talking about what I said. It's okay. We should be proud of that. We have to write our own luck, and that's called Bharat Bhagya Vidata. We ourselves constitute Bharat, public is Bharat, and we have to take responsibility of our present and future, which we have failed. We have failed because we have been made failed. We have not failed ourselves. Our leaders have failed us. If you go to back records, since 1950, when our constitution started, our democracy started, we started on our, you can say, coming future from 1950s onwards until now. We have traveled a journey of 72 years, and we have to analyze, we have to review what we have gone through. Have we gone through smooth route, or have we gone through some rough route, or what curve we have followed till now? We have to make an understanding and make a review of that, and we have to learn lessons from that. They are important. If we don't learn lessons from our past, we are fools then. What is given to us, we have to understand. Currently now what's happening? A law has come, CAA, that's called, all Citizens Amendment Act, though it's a part of Citizen Act now, 1950 Act. But our government is hell-bent to implement this law, despite people do not accept this in majority. If we elected such a government, we don't listen to people of this country. We elected such representatives, and consequently they elected such a person at top who does not listen to public. You cannot call that person a democratically elected representative of this nation. That person is not democratic, but that person is arrogant. That person dictating type. That person doesn't believe in democracy. We have to take this point into our consideration. People are on road. All classes of people, all classes of society, veteran, senior, middle-aged, youth, educated, uneducated, villagers, citizens, city people, urban people, all people are resisting this devil act. I am saying devil because this is talking of religions. This act has much defect in this. It talks, it names religion title. Our constitution on no page of its contents talks of title of any religion. But this act has taken position above constitution because it names religions, which is not acceptable by citizen of Bharat, India. What court says, that is court's issue, that's court's responsibility, but people's court defies it. All parts of India are on move to reject this law, which has become law and now implemented by notification of Government of India on January 10th, 2020, which is condemned because government is just thinking of its arrogance, its power. It's not thinking for people. It's adding fuel to fire, which is already in sight, which is already seen on roads and streets of this nation. These people do not have any interest in smooth running of this country. They just want to loggerhead with people. This regime is not public regime. In fact, public was befooled and they won elections by EVMs, and before that in 2014 by fake statements, fake promises. And now we are finding negative results from their promises. They are not able to deliver anything. They fail to deliver any promises, and now they want to show their might, that might is right. We have to think that way, that this is a government or this is not a government. I cannot say that this is people's government. This is a foreign government. You can say foreign ideological government. This government does not think for this nation. This government does not respect people of this country. People are on road, they are on the streets, they are crying, they are fighting, they are doing, they are demonstrating, and these people are interested in their own way. They have notified this act, which is against wishes and will of people of this country. These people don't respect people of this country, though they have won your votes and they got into power by your votes, and they don't respect you at all. They call you illegals. They call you illegal. You are not citizen. They have insulted every person who voted them to power. This government practically, not in theory, insulted every voter who voted this government, this MPs into power, and I condemn all those members of parliaments who supported this CAB and converted it to CAA. All those MPs are not public representatives. They are only tools of Prime Minister, and we do not want tools for Prime Minister to be our representative. We want public representatives. That is state question by public to state. Where are our representatives whom we voted to power? And unfortunately, we actually voted Prime Minister to power, though it's not our job. We mistakenly did this. Public is not required to vote Prime Minister. In our constitution, public is required to vote for their own representative to go to Lok Sabha or to assemblies. But we missed that points, and here is, you can say, period. We have to period this point and start a new approach. And I am glad that learning community, student community of this country has proved that it is really getting education. Our political leaders, so-called political leaders, I should not say political leaders, our so-called political parties leaders, they have been in politics for more than 7 decades. They failed to encounter this regime. They failed in last 5.5 years to encounter this cruel regime, though they have decades old experience in political systems, but they could not touch this regime, and they were thrown out of parliament even. And still, I don't know whether they are in depression or they are in sleeping mode or they are careless, or they think because public rejected them they have no responsibility towards public of this country. If they think, it's their choice. They were rejected because of some of the reasons. Because people wanted this regime a chance, provide a chance so that they may prove better than past regimes, but that chance has gone in vain. Bharat, India, and its people always try, because they never had any state solution, and they are swayed by forces of emotions and forces of, you can say, destabilization, which they trust sometimes by mistake, and they give their chance to current government. Knowingly that something good may happen, they had optimistic angle in their minds, but that has not resulted way it should have been, and that has caused problem. It never happened in our history of 70 years that people come to roads in such a magnitude, in such volume. There were many revolutions in the past. In 1975, 76, there was 77, when Jayaprakash was involved with the students. All political parties congressed to him, and something happened. Changes erupted, but that failed too. There was only original pre-independence revolution or movement, you can say, that we got liberation after a lapse of 90 years, and we have forgotten that. Unfortunately, our society in 2019-20 has forgotten sacrifices given by our people, our freedom fighters. We laid down our bodies, our bloods, our souls for sake of this nation, to have liberation from our cruel British people. And for that we traveled a struggle of 90 years. But after that, when we came to power on our own, we forgot everything. We forgot everything. We just moved away. These political rascals tried us move. These students, I think, a specific class now, they are educated one, they are doing their job, they are studying, and people in government know that universities are brain power, universities are education power, they are learning centers everywhere in world. So in ours, we have universities, institutions that teach students, teach people. These people will learn because they have nothing else to do. They concentrate on academics and they learn a lot, whereas history and law or constitution is also a part of that. And when they learn, they can concentrate on studies and they can find, you can say, very minute details from books, which informs them, which teaches them what is right or what is wrong. We have to see this. Student stays where one can learn is very brilliant, because student's mind is ready to receive whatever is fed into that, and those signals remain there in pure form. Those students who are involved with fees hike issues and those who are moving for their rights, I regard those students, because right of education, subsidized or free education, must be owned, must be taken responsibility of by state. Otherwise, what is meaning of state? If state forces student and parents to pay like exchange of commodity, or you buy some commodity, you have to pay in full. Education is not a commodity. Education is permanent state of mind that helps nation building. And today's students are certainly future's leaders. They must be given facility what is required for, and it's nothing new. Education, basic education, advanced education, higher education, and health are responsibility of state, because people pay taxes. Our taxes are not meant for enjoyment by these political parties or by officers. Our taxes are meant for defense forces and for building of nation. We have to ensure our money goes to right people who seek that. So our students who are poor, who cannot afford money, who cannot afford expenses, must be allowed such facility. These students who I see on a fine on moment are not top rich. They are lower middle or very low profile or hardly middle class. They are not industrialist people. They are not, you can say, Ambani's people. They are not Tata Birla people. They are normal citizens who hardly afford their earnings to meet their lives. So we cannot say that they are, you can say, they, people call them some anti-nationals call them terrorists, some call them tukre gang, and I condemn all those people who name as such. They are citizens of this country, they are kids of this country, they are future of this country. They must be respected, must be treated accordingly. If those people who call them terrorists or whatever bad name they use for them, those people must be condemned by every citizen. No one is terrorist. How can you call someone terrorist? How can you call someone tukre gang? If they are terrorists, they are tukre gang, they are nationalized, prove it and punish them. No one stops law to take its own course and its angle. But why you are just defaming someone without any link to that that you can say bad name? You did same. It is habit of this regime to defame. They defame someone so that your name comes up. You cannot do something for people on your own. The only way is you defame others so that your name comes up, and this is very bad formula. Means you want to suppress others, oppress good people, and you are bad. You want to come to power because of this suppression of good people. This shall not work. We are pure nation in sentiments, in our culture. We are not a rude society. We are not a bad society, but we are going on that path now to make ourselves bad, to prove that we are stupid people in the world. We do not care for country. We do not care for people. We are no more welfare state. We want to prove to them. We want to give a signal to them. We want to backtrack our history that we believe in Mahabharata, we believe in Ramayana. Believing is something else. But can you provide that now? You cannot do that. You cannot adopt that now. But you are hell-bent. We are Bharat. We are democratic society. We have all these points. We told you. We have constitution. We have legal framework. We have legislature, executive and judiciary. We have all other systems and institutions. Why do we talk of Mahabharata and Ramayana? Why do we talk of something that is not possible in this age? Why do we hate something and want to say that that was good, this is bad? Why do we claim something which we do not know? We have to take this into consideration. Imaginary action do not mean anything. Imaginary actions do not mean anything, remember. Imagination is good for creation, but not for use directly. Imagination can give you some artistic idea, but it cannot give you some practical idea. That artistic idea can be used and further research on to get it into practice. That is something else. We have to see where we have gone wrong. Why the CAA only is being used significantly by this regime. After all, what is there in that? Why we are so inclined to implement that piece of small law into our lives? After all, can it change nation? Point is to be considered. Are we fools, government think? What is there in that they are so inclined to implement that? After all, we are a system. We are a nation. Shall our country stop if we do not adopt that law? We have to see why it is so urgent, why it is so emergent, why are you so much worried about other nations' public? Why are you so much worried? Why should I worry about even non-Muslims of Pakistan or Bangladesh or Afghanistan? After all, why? What is the reason? They have been living in that country for decades. Then when time was allowed, they didn't come. Many came, lakhs came, millions came that time. Why did they not come? That is first point. Okay, they did not come, fine. They are human beings, they could not understand. We also understand that. You may take them, no problem. But why like this, that? No, we condemn you, your country people. We condemn everyone here. We take them first. Why such scale of priority? After all, what is agenda behind? If it is agenda, we condemn it. If it is humanity, we accept it. You may say it is humanity. Why in 2019 and 2020 only? Are atrocities starting now in that country? What were you doing in past? Okay, you may say there was another party. Fine. You have been there for 5 years or more. Why only now? That is a question. Moreover, that are different countries. Those are different nations, different kind of sovereignty. And there are international platforms for complaint. What action did you resort to for that? Number one, did you talk to those countries, namely Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, or other countries, which you did not name, and your scope of this law did not limit that? You limited to only these three, fine. Did you talk to these regimes? Why they are, you can say, causing atrocities on them? You did not. Did you talk to SAARC? You did not. Did you access to United Nations to raise this issue? You did not. Did you raise this issue on non-aligned movement form? You did not. Or where could you raise this issue on some other platform? Why you did not channelize all those attempts before just having decided we will take responsibility of those? Who are you to take their responsibility? They have their own governments. Let them solve that problem. Have you solved all problems of this nation? Or before charting out or before deciding to bring this legislature draft to parliament, did you talk to people of this country? Did you seek their advice, their suggestions? All these questions are telling you did not do anything because you have not answered yet. If you did not do anything, what has happened now that you are in fast hurry, you are in rapidly created situation to do it now, and you have even notified that act. What is agenda behind? You are not listening to anybody. You are not listening to students. You are not listening to public. After all, what is in your mind? This is a blank question which government shall never answer because they have hidden agenda. They do not respect our constitution factually. If they cannot talk to their people, they cannot talk even to students. Forget others. Students are children. They are adults. They are adolescents. In all ages, they are there. If you as parent, if you as government, or if you as elder brother, you are unable to talk to your people who brought to you power, who brought to you legislature, what sort of leadership you have? If parents talk to their kids or kids talk to parents, this happens in families. You are unable to talk to them, and not only to them, you have failed to talk to people everywhere. You are not interested to talk to society. You are not interested to resolve problems. You are just interested that I have done this. Unspokenly, you support it. That practice cannot work, cannot be successful in democracy. In the republic, it's not only democracy, it is a republic. It is sovereign. You have to respect democracy. You have to respect republic. You have to respect sovereign status. Democracy you have to respect. Socialism, of course, something else. You are not respecting anything. You are just respecting what is in your mind. You can go to any extent. You are going to any undefined extent just to impose your mind, impose your will onto Bharat people. You have forgotten that we struggled to get freedom from foreigners. You have forgotten that. Because you were not involved in that type of long activity of 90 years. You were nowhere seen during that freedom movement. You are a foreigner to that moment. Still you are a foreigner to that moment. You were not seen anywhere. And unfortunately, you have come to rule that state against which you acted in those days. You are friends to our foreign rulers, our British. And now, those British friends are our rulers. Unfortunately, we did a mistake to get you to this position. People were blind by mind. They did not think in 2014 what they did. And again, they made a mistake in 2019, though it was through EVMs, yet some contribution from their own must be there. So you are there in power now. And you think everything is gone. Everything is gone in history, nothing values. That is where you are wrong. You are doing everything against people. People were silent. People absorbed your acts. They did not encounter anything. Just keep in mind, okay, this is a new regime. They are not experienced one. They will learn by experience. They will understand what society is. And of course, people are tolerant. They give opportunity to all people, and you are also you can say political group that is given opportunity. Okay, you just try. What can you do for us? You are not respecting your promises, and you are not respecting anything. Yet people allowed you something. Okay, one more chance. Let us give them and see how they do. It was all based on positive consideration, not on attacking consideration. People are very innocent, very nice. They do want to kill someone until it is on head. So people help you to come to power. But you have evaluated that help, that emotion in different mode. You have considered yourself that you permanent owner of this position and no one can touch you. That is where you fail actually. Your past regimes what they were. It's not time for that. I only can recall the regime just to compare what they did and what should have been done. For last 5.5 years, our society was sleeping. They have been sleeping. In fact, mentally, they were sleeping. For last 5 years, they have been sleeping, and they don't want to come out of bed yet. Only few people have come from bed because we are lazy. 90% people are lazy, yawning, and are not serious. Serious in a sense that we do not value time and we do not value quality of system. We do not value safety in system. This is our culture, which is very bad one. Because we are not serious, others take benefit of that. If you are not punctual, you are not regular, you are not efficient in work, you are not efficient, those people, other people shall like you if they are of same class. And if you work too hard, if you serve according to requirement, you are punctual, you are regular, and you are serious, those people who are serious, of course, shall like you. But those people who are not serious shall be, you can say, upset with you. Why you are so regular? Why you are so punctual? Why you are working too hard? Why you are efficient? After all, they will say it endangers, it jeopardizes their survivals. You have jeopardized survival of those who are not interested to be serious and to work. So always remember there are two classes of people, in fact, majorants. One is those who are serious and one is those who are not at all serious. They just want to easy go and live just for all facilities, look busy and do nothing type of phrase they apply in their life. Well, I'm just explaining it to tell you, just think on your personality because you are a part of this nation. Everybody is a part of this nation and that cannot be taken for granted. And those who take for granted certainly lose time. And if you lose time means you lose everything. Time is not your friend to come back to you. Say, hi guy, how are you? I am here again. Time does not have that kind of property, that kind of character. So be careful. Value time or time will not value you. This is a fact of life. Well, coming back to discussion about our nation and about what is happening, CAA actually as a point of attraction worldwide. And when it's a point of attraction at world level, this means there is something significantly hidden in that. And by designs, someone has brought that to forefront. It is actually encountering our constitution. In fact, it's, you can say, a threat to constitution. I'm not talking of what it contains because that has nothing to do with my talk. It contents maybe something which are not relevant to reality of this country. This is something you can say for creating something. If these contents are not there, there's no meaning of this act. How could they bring this act otherwise? So they have to take some excuse just to bring this act, and they did it. But they did not use their mind fully, what I can think, or they with design did it. What I understand, either designer of this act is absolutely foolish or he is many times crooked. Either of these two possibilities can be considered. Either he's too crooked or he's absolutely foolish. If you just kindle fire on petrol, what happens? You know it. Explosion. Nothing else. There are some people, there's a class of people in this country who do not like and respect our constitution. Absolutely, they do not respect. But they are forced to abide by that. They are forced to abide by that constitution, which they do not respect. And they are in those positions which are constitutional. They are forced to accept our constitution without even thinking of this constitution. And that is what I say, because they have to take oath of this constitution before entering into offices on which they have occupation. That's the reason that they want, you can say, a forced constitution onto them. They do not respect that. Only for oath purpose this constitution applies to them and not for something else. And this CAA in direct link to NRC and NPR is an evidence. Evidence proving what I said. This CAA is, you can say, a nuclear bomb for constitution. They want to destroy, they want to destabilize our constitution by this arrow, this sword named CAA, this stun gun, this rifle, pistol, machine gun, or whatever you can call it, bomb. Because based on my own thinking, based on common thinking, this is completely against basic structure of constitution. Our structure is very plain. Our structure does not name any religion or any class. That is what our preambles say. Again, I say, we people of this country, having solemnly resolved to constitute ourselves into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, to secure to its people justice, equality, and opportunity, a sector of liberty for creation of brotherhood. There is no mention anywhere in our constitution, including preamble, that there are various religions in this country. These are names of those religions. Nowhere our constitution permits names of these religions, which this piece of law has contained in itself. That is what. There is anger, because this is a hidden agenda. They want to include names in our constitution or statutory law, which is not permitted. Yes, there is a law, for example, Hindu Marriage Act, which names some sects, but that's purpose of marriage and divorce. That is not for purpose of sovereignty. That is not for purpose of secularism. Similarly, there's Anand Marriage Act, there in Muslim personal law, and there are so many like that. Special Marriage Act is there, where there are no religions are involved, and there are Christian marriages and other marriages where names are involved, but there is a limit to that, and that is only for purpose of marriage or dissolution of marriage or other property disputes, not for purpose of national issues. This is national issue. This is a national issue, and not only national issue, this is international issues, because this is related to other neighboring countries. So this means this is international issue, and you cannot defame those countries which are your neighbors by stating that those governments are just watching crimes happening in those countries. You are saying persecution happening there. This means those countries are not taking care of their people. This is your allegation onto them, and there is no solid information. There is no authentic report. There is no survey done. Nothing has been presented in Parliament, and you are just bringing a piece of law, just exhibiting what you want, what you don't want. You have just alleged upon those communities, those governments, that they are not taking care of your people. That's what I'm raising these questions. First of all, you are bringing bad name to our country by alleging others, by blaming those nations. Then you are violating international standards by not referring to required forums, not raising your voice or something, and you are inciting those people to come to our country. Means this is another act of your bad thinking onto those nations. How can you make those friends? If you say you are a bad nation, this means they are a bad nation. They are not taking care of minorities in their countries. Is this right approach? Are we standard society? Without coming into contact with each other, without having any debate with those people, with those nations, you are just decided that those governments are wrong. Without having any jurisdiction onto them, you have just declared in the whole world that these people are causing atrocities onto minorities. Hence, you are going out of way. I am not blaming law. I am not saying what law is good or bad. That is merit of law. Court would decide whatever, decide what concern. Public has decided. Majority of people have decided that this law is against our nation. This law is not right. This law communicates to the world that what sort of people we are. And this damages, this attacks our constitution. Problem is that those people who are saying, what's wrong with this law? This is wrong with this law. Nobody minds if those people come here. That is different issue. There are so many ways you could get this. And why, first of all, you did not discuss with our own people? Our own people are no value. You only command, you only dictate, and you think we accept. There you are wrong. You have underestimated power of public. You have forgotten that it is power of public that brought to you this power. You are enjoying. And I am really grateful to our students community in universities who are not politicians in fact, but of course they would be future politicians, that I understand. Despite that, they are students, they are learners, and they know, they calculate better than what other citizens can calculate, because they are concentrating on education, and when they student, they can think very minutely on these issues with fresh mind, and that is what they have done. Not only one university, many universities are involved. It started with fish issue, but it has gone up. There have been many issues recently which public ignored or absorbed, just giving a chance, okay, no problem, we can manage with this. But this government has taken everything for granted. Issue started for Muslims issues, for example, triple talaq instant one. Then it came to something else. You can say it came to Ayodhya issue. Before that, you can say it J&K issue. Like that, these issues started one after other, and now it has reached to CAA. So it's a cumulative combination of issues. It's cumulative exercise that's ongoing, and people, of course, were not happy with all these issues, but they ignored, okay, no problem, let us see. Because in addition to those issues, these problems, there are so many surmounting issues which are more significant, having more weight, adverse weight. For example, fall of economy, fall of standards of education, and you can say our various other issues that we fail to solve. Those issues are sitting on our head. And if you compare strength of those issues to this issue, I think those issues are more important because people don't have jobs, education falling, teachers are not available, issues of all sorts, medical, health, various other issues. And of course, external forces working against us, international relations, and various others. So everybody is occupied in one sector or in other sector, and government also ignored public, and public did not care for government. Okay, let them do, let us see what they do. But you can absorb one thing against you, you can absorb another thing, but there's a limit. There's a limit. This government failed to understand one point which is very significant. They overestimated themselves. Modi overestimated its power. Modi has one problem with understanding is not clear. He thinks people believe him. He doesn't think that people supported him because they wanted to support country, not Modi. But Modi thinks without Modi, people will not think. You think whatever he says, people will accept. That is misconception by this Prime Minister. This Prime Minister is overconfident despite not having any stamina to solve problems. This Prime Minister neither understands problems nor talks to people, and that is where he fails. He missed one thing. He allowed destruction of economy. That is his fault. In fact, the CA would not come up even had Modi succeeded in economy. Had Modi succeeded on macroeconomy, all this would not have happened. He tries to hide all those sectors' failure by cover letter of CAA and 370, but he forgets that hunger cannot be suppressed by law. Thirst cannot be suppressed by law. One who needs food, one who needs clothing, one who needs residence, that person needs food first. If you show him CAA, if you show him 370, that person will not look at even on CAA and at that. If one who needs job, he needs job, nothing else. One who needs education, needs education. A citizen who needs health, he needs health. Modi failed to understand facts of life because I think he is an imaginary person. Imagination cannot quench your thirst. It cannot fill your stomach. That economic reality must be understood by a good leader, but by a good leader, not by an imaginary leader. Problem is, Modi imagines everything. If you imagine and you cannot do that, that imagination is a flop. You imagine anything, you can imagine whatever you want. Imagination has no limit. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't impact your budget. You imagined and that failed. Last 5 years, people just say, okay, he's new. This Prime Minister is new. Maybe he could do something or he's planning to do something. Let him have some time. And people are so kind, so blessing showerer that you allowed additional time. Keep thinking that, okay, let us see, no problem. If he can do, fine, one more chance. But that chance, if you convert to destruction, who shall accept? It is continuing. Okay, there was one mistake, fine, error. It's error. Correct that. But you did another mistake and then error. Okay, people are nice, they are merciful, they allowed you one more time. Correct it. Error. Okay, another error. Correct it. But you are not looking to correction. You are just thinking people shall take you with you and they come to you for your support. How long? After all, man needs food, man needs work, a citizen needs basic facilities. Just thinking you constructed certain toilets, you developed, you think so? That is not answer. Your bullet train is not answer. Your roaming around world is not answer. Answer is solution. Today, Dr. MMS is a legend because of your failure. Modi's failure means reputation, augmentation of Dr. MMS. A person who was forgotten, a person whom you alleged upon, whom you abused, whom people thought he was a doll, his name has resurfaced, retrieved, and he is given more regard than you are drawing. Well, I'm just comparing it to you because that person treated economy in a professional way and you are not even understanding spelling of economics. That is difference. People regarded you because you were very poor family. People thought you are honest. People thought that you will work for poor. People thought that you are poor. That was one part of story. And the part is people have seen something else completely reverse to what they thought in these 5 years. They gradually came to know that that person who assured, who promised so many future things like 15 lakhs, like so many 10 crore job at sector, that person was someone else. You are mask of that person or that person was mask, either of that. You are not able to preserve government assets. You are not preserve our state properties, and you are not helpful to people of this country. You are not even talking of economics. You are not talking of employment. You are not talking of something else which people aspired, we expected. What you are talking? You are talking of how to identify some person by clothes. You are talking of see towards Pakistan, what they are doing, and you are abusing media channels and press for your gains. Everybody knows that this is management of Modi to force newspapers and news channels way you want to see. That is not working practically. All channels are following you, yet people are not following you. Those channels which must give news, which must relay, broadcast reality, are considered entertaining films by people. People just enjoy them for sake of time pass, not for news channels. And news channels are not also getting that impression that they are being fooled. What to say? And these students have given an answer to our problems, our future. Of course, it's not complete answer, but struggling is there. Struggle is there. Those who struggle, of course, get something. And after having been thrashed from every sector, from every corner, our students have come up as guard, as signal how to solve problems. These political parties, all political parties, for last 5 years, they have failed to deal with Modi. They sheerly failed. They did not have any formula, any answer how to deal with brutal Modi. I should say brutal because he is brutal. He is butcher who can kill our people, who can kill innocent through police, who can beat students, who can break heads of female students, who can break their bones. What shall we call that? That powerful person. What shall we call that person? Pandit? Merciful? Hell with these words. That person is cruel, a cruel dictator who can kill his kids through police. And that police does not think that they are public servants, they are not prime minister's servant. These police people forgot that they are public representatives, they are public saviors, because they are afraid of prime minister, they are afraid of actions against them. So they participated this brutality which is against nation. And I can say, keeping all these talks in view, at one point, concentrating on one point, weight is that it seems I can see generation of a war, not hot pursuit, cold pursuit, between state and people of this country. A war by rulers against people of this country. War by representatives of people against people. A war has started where the state has made its full power against people, against subjects of this country. A war that is very dangerous, war between people and government, that actually has started. And where shall it lead to? Nobody knows. Those saviors of people, those bodies, those institutions which are protector of law, protector of rights of people, those have shut down their shutters. I don't know why. They are guards of rights, they are guards of constitution. Where they have gone, nobody knows. Their mouths are shut, their eyes are shut, their minds are shut, their potential is shut. I don't know why. They were trusted for everything, like God is trusted, and they have escaped. So we have to press escalator. We have to use them. We cannot use them. We have to seek help from them. We cannot draw help from them. So they are no more public people. We should say that. They have been government people. That is very dangerous. If those gods who are protected officially, they stand with government, or they appear to stand with government, that is very dangerous sign. It is open. If my student thinks for people, my students beaten, and they are called Naxalites, they are called terrorists, I can't digest. I am shocked. A citizen is shocked because of government action. Job of government is not done by government. Government should give safety to its citizens, but they are killing citizens without any fault of citizen. How can someone tolerate such government? It's a big question mark. Have you converted our nation into a Palestine situation? Have you become Israel? Have you become Netanyahu? Are we going to that state? We cannot accept that. We are not 80 lakhs. We are not 60 lakhs. We are 140 crore. And we have constitution. Constitution. Till now it was buried. Till now, constitution was in theory. Constitution was only in talks. It was closed. It was locked. But it has now been attacked. It has now been attacked by a gun that is called CAA+NRC+NPR. Completely equated to hell. Completely equated to destruction of Constitution. So you can say CAA plus NPR plus NRC equal constitutional destruction. Means public destruction, means democratic destruction, means fundamental rights destruction, means republic destruction, means sovereignty destruction. And this is by one man. Only by one man. There is no say of 545 member of parliaments. There is no say by 250 Rajya Sabha members. And there is no say by judiciary. There is no say by people of this country. And that is where we stand. What should we do in that case? Our students of universities have charted out some route. They have solved some problem of movement. Education, of course, is affected. But even if you get education without any other future, there is no use of that education. Education teaches us how to struggle, how to fight, and how to work. And what ethics you have, what sort of standards you maintain, that is what comes from education. Constitution is a part of education, judiciary is a part of education, and society and executive and legislature all are part of education. We have fundamental duties, we have privileges, we have rights, we have preambles, all we have. But having is not sufficient. They should be applicable in practice. What I call is engineering of constitution. Our constitution must be engineered properly. It can be engineered only when people know what it is. People are not clear about this. It is more than 70 years. We have not been clear. That is where we lack. We are educated. We have crores of educated professionals, crores of other educational professionals. They are educated. They are brilliant, intelligent, professionals, high-minded people. But to an extent, Constitution is concerned, they are devoid, they are distant from this. They are distant location. That distance must be narrowed down, brought to minimum. We should know who we are. My constitution gives me something, but I have to take it. I have to receive it. I have to ask question to myself whether I am receiving that or I am not receiving that. That is more important. Movement is ongoing, that's right. It's only few weeks, it's nothing. Prime Minister knows and government knows that. Let them do, no problem. For few weeks, no problem. They will recede, they will down, they'll come down on themselves, and then we will see them. Question is, we will see them. Revengeful thinking. Revengeful thinking. And they are good revengeful people. They can beat students, they can beat lecturers, professors, they can beat people, and they reverse cases. Victims are criminalized, victims are accused. Where are we doing? Where are we standing? Is it reincarnation of British people into our Prime Minister? I think so. Is reincarnation of Hitlerism into our Prime Minister? I think so. And if that is true, it's very dangerous. And those who are supporting such people, they are more dangerous. I say only few people. Most of those people who supported Prime Minister for coming to this position have turned against that because they realized they made a mistake. If people are on streets in all cities generally, this means current is underway. A thunder cyclone is expected. A tornado is expected. We have to be ready for that. Public has to be ready, not government. Because government actually is negative government. This government is not public government. This government is negative government. Reason is they are following some hidden agenda which we have not been able to discover till now. But now this agenda comes to cover later now. Government is very high profile institution. We respect that. But there should be government. Not a killer, not a, you can say, horrifier. We don't want to say horror. That person should be friendly to people. Government should be friendly to people. If I have 550 people in Lok Sabha MPs and 250 MPs in Rajya Sabha, and there is no contribution from them towards nation building, what's the purpose of those people? Are those people, we have a question, many questions, not one question. We elect MPs, we send them to Lok Sabha, we send them to Rajya Sabha by other ways. Do we send them, these member of parliaments, just to sit there and do nothing, to support bad or good laws, just for that purpose? Or we send them to use their intellect to make laws and solve problems? Or we send them there to enjoy life? What is our purpose and what is their purpose? We are spending so much money, our hard-earned money in form of taxes, to improve our nation. That money used in parliament, in assemblies. What for we are spending that money? These elephants, we call them MPs, just sit there and dance at hands of prime ministers or their parties? We have to raise this question. Once you elect them individually as member of parliament, they are member of parliament, they are member of people, or they are member of prime minister. We have to answer this question. Are we electing public representatives or prime minister representatives? What actually they are? Constitution says that they are public representatives, but they are not public representatives, they are prime minister representative or they are government representative. This is a question. Are they sitting only to vote on bills and not to share discussions, not to share merits and demerits? Whatever party they belong to, it doesn't matter. They are all equal. They are member of parliaments. They should be responsible to people, not to prime ministers. They should not be responsible to government. They should be responsible to people. And they are responsible to people, but they are not working as such. If some bill comes, they don't analyze it, they don't understand it, they don't know what is constitution, what is bill, they cannot link together, they cannot examine that bill properly, they cannot study in depth. So what's the purpose of MP? You think this way. What is purpose of my electing an MP? Electing MP, that person is not qualified practically to analyze bill, to analyze and see whether it fits in to constitutional provisions. So whose responsibility is this? We cannot leave every responsibility for court's review. After all, parliament also is a court, much bigger than court. It's court of public. Indira Gandhi was prosecuted by this parliament. Don't you understand this? Supreme Court judges can be prosecuted by this parliament. President can be impeached. Judges can be impeached. This means it's very senior court. So can we keep jury members like this as they are? Can our MPs not understand what bill is? Are they stupids? If there's just a yes or no, it's only that job for them. Sit there and say, yeah, no. No documents for discussion, no reference for discussion. They are sitting just for supporting old government or just opposing opponents. That's not purpose of parliament. It's not a drama show. Parliament is serious business, and those who are not serious should not go to parliament. Serious people should go to parliament who can think on. This is a mental exercise. Parliament is not a joke. This is not theater. This is not poetry seminar. This is related to future of public and not 1 year future. Decades and decades and decades future. Don't forget, still 1860 acts are being used. Societies registered in 1860 still is being used. So it impacts for long-term effects. What today we are, what shall be after 50 years, nobody knows. But acts remain there. So how can we rely upon those people who are not serious? They have converted this legislature into a business. We cannot accept legislation to a business exercise. We have to review our minds. We have to review what we have done so far. And start up is from students. And I appreciate, I admire student community. They have done wonders. They have taught us. They are students, but they have become teachers now. They are virtual teachers. Teachers of teachers, though they are students. Our students have taught us how to fight, how not to accept everything, how to say no. Remember, there are two words, two answers to every question. One is yes and one is no, not in between. Yes is very easy. They say, yes, man. Yes is very easy, without any risk, without any responsibility, without any tension. But no. No. Do you know meaning of no? It's hard hit. It's shooting. It's a bullet. It's cannon. It's bomb. Those who have guts to say no are strong people. To say no, you must have power. You should be ready to face it. No, you always say yes, man. You never say no, man. Because no means you should have knowledge. You should have historical ideas about that situation. You should be strong enough, and people shall be enemy towards you, because to whom you are saying no doesn't like you. And who likes you when you say no, that person is great. If a person to whom you say no and that person respects you, that person is really great, because he respects your no. Every person wants yes man, but a person who wants no man, of course that person is great. And that person who no says no is also great. Both are working for positive result. Because when you say no, means you know much better than those who are saying yes. Because yes takes two negative word and no take two research word. Means you want justification. You want complete details when you say no. You want to see thoroughly when you say no, but when you say yes, you don't want to see anything. You don't want to check it. Oh, yes, it's okay. Means you try to find easygoing way, not difficult way. And easygoing way means you are not a responsible person. I'm not saying don't say yes, but say it after many no's, because after many no's, you shall find complete answers. You shall have complete explanation. That is what is required. Well, why I am saying all this? Our students have said no to fee upraise. That's good. It's education. It's the right of student. Well, this one point. This isolation point. Other point is constitution, which is much more important than something else. Country can move without constitution also, but that will not be a regulated country. That will be unrest country. That will be uncontrolled country. Constitution means nothing but a control. Constitution means nothing but charter. What is our constitution? Just think of what is constitution. It's nothing but a charter of people. It's charter of nation. It defines, it mandates what is government, what are people, what is state, what is public, what is private, what is judiciary, what is executive, what is legislature, what is election commission, what is CAG, what are other people, what is law, what is non-law. Everything it defines. What is municipality? What is the state? What is union place? What is this? It defines responsibilities, means duties, and means charters, means rights and privileges. Our constitution and all constitutions of the world are certified charters, empowered charters, voluntary charters. It's our charters. Our written right, which means a right given to someone by a sovereign person or government or public or those in power. So we gave these constitutions to ourselves. We decided this constitution ourselves. We adopted this constitution ourselves, and then we granted this constitution to ourselves. This means it is our charter given to us by ourselves. Because we are sovereign, we gave to ourselves this charter. That is meaning of preamble, and that's meaning of this constitution. So when we give ourselves this charter, we should respect it. This constitution is ours writing, public authority, public patent, public referendum, and for public. This is different meaning, you try to understand. We don't use charter these days. But charter doesn't mean if you don't use it, it exists. It's a rights are charter, legal rights are charter actually. Defined rights, legal right, mandate is charters. When president of this country appoints high court judge or supreme court judge, that warrant is given to that person. It's not simple appointment, it's a warranted appointment. President charters that person to be judge of supreme court, high court, that charter of that one. Charter means constitution. When you get some license by statute, it's a charter. When you get voting right, it's a charter, suffrage charter or franchise charter. As a voter, you are a chartered writer. You are having that charter to vote. When you have a passport, you have a charter to travel. We have some other designation, public designation of functions. For example, you are an advocate, or you are a notary, or you are an engineer, or you are a doctor, or whatever professional you are having public authority. That is a charter. We have to think this way. Government itself is a charter. Minister is charter, because they have defined rights, their duties, and presidents also is a charter, because president is defined under constitution. So constitution of Bharat means charter of Bharat or government of Bharat. Work of legislature is government work of executive is government work of judiciary is government work, and of course work is work. We have to calculate that way. We have to upgrade our thinking. We have a narrow thinking, low profile thinking. We have to standardize that and understand like educated people. We have to, you can say, weigh ourselves. What we are doing is to be weighed. Why we should keep hesitate? Oh, no, 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 I'm not this. Until you evaluate yourself, others cannot evaluate you. You have to say, I am this. And frankly, you have to say, I am this. Otherwise, there's no meaning of academics, there is no meaning of education. Why professor is respected? Because professor is statutory, it's a charter. All those people who are defined, all those functions who are defined in the statutes are public functionary, are statutory functionary, are charter functionaries. If I'm Prime Minister, I'm chartered for certain things, for certain activities, certain responsibilities. We have to take into our consideration basic fundamentals of law. You know, there is no defined written constitution except Magna Carta of England, that is a democratic route. We have a written constitution, but they don't have. Even then, they are better in law than ours. We have a long constitution. Of course, it has been imported from there itself. The Government of India Act 1935, which is actually nothing but Constitution of India, and major portion of that we have covered, we have extracted into our constitution in addition to 12 other countries' constitutions. That is amalgamation of laws into our law constitution. This constitution is face of every Bharatvasi, every Indian citizen. This is soul of every citizen because it allows you to do something otherwise it's not allowed. It legalizes your action that nobody can legalize. It is a permit to your life to live, opportunity, and for future. It is your right. It is your license when you are a Bharatvasi, Indian, charter or constitution. Those who cannot understand this have to understand it now. Time has come. What I said, this was a closed book. Yes, it was a closed book because only those people who are related to constitution, they could only understand what it was. And we all, 99% people, failed to understand what it was. We never cared to understand this, and that is the way that we are out from ground. We are in waters. We are in doldrum. We have to come out of that. We have been used by these politicians, which are not defined in constitution. We have been used by these brokers, by these business people of politics, and they spoiled us, they abused us for 70 years. We have to take this point into our minds, and these students have started from origin of change of system. You can say that we are now on a line or an origin or on 0, on XY axis. We have to start anew. Our students are torch. They are showing us we have to move from here. Point is not of education and point is not of fee. Our political parties have failed to take us to light, and these students are new light in darkness. These students must be credited for this. Of course, they are enthusiastic, they think, and they can lead themselves. They are leading themselves, but they are students, remember. They can follow wrong direction also because they are young. They are not matured. They are intelligent, but they are not good applicators. That's why maturity must follow them to ensure that they move in the right direction. After all, future lies in young. Today's student, tomorrow's leaders. This is well known. So we must allow them to follow new path and ensure path is not wrong. Because people can divert path. Those oppose them, those who are opposing them can take them to wrong directions. Our political parties in all actually have failed. Those in power and those off power. Both have cheated this nation for their own interests. Those in power now, they do nothing for this nation and they have their own interests. They have their own friends who want to rule this nation. And in past also, it happened in a different way. These political parties who are responsible, who have worked on governance for many decades, have failed in delivering what actually public expected. Now, they themselves have said these students have done wonders, though in part, which these political parties failed in last 5 years. Congress, which is considered main party, actually slept for 5 years. They had been in depression practically. Congress and many other parties which were dominant in various areas of this nation were shock impacted by change of scenario when a party which is expected Hindu party like BJP, they came into power and they have proved that they are not secular, they are exclusively Hindu party. In virtual world, they have proved that. And that is where danger lies. There, BJP can be called a firing flame. You can say they are flare actually. They are not a political group. They are flare which can burn this nation. They have proved it. They were keeping is this in darkness, in agenda. People could not identify that, but now it has been witnessed that they are only interested in certain class of people, not in all. For them, only elite religious people are human beings and others are not. This is very dangerous sign we have seen. This signal must be crushed down and we have to start anew. Unfortunately, our Congress did not prove in last 5 years that it could encounter BJP. It failed. They should remember Gandhigiri is one part of life, not all part of life. When you have to deal with criminals, you cannot deal with Gandhigiri. Just remember. When you are dealing with those who believe in slaughtering others, Gandhigiri cannot stand there. Gandhigiri is for those who believe in constitution, who believe in democracy, and who are humans, who are civilized people. Gandhigiri is sometimes applicable, but not all time. If someone wants to kill someone, Gandhigiri fails there. If you say, yes, kill me, I'll see you later on, what you will see later on? When you are killed, you can't do anything. So Gandhigiri is also limited. And 2020 is not time of Gandhigiri. It's time for action. You were dealing those days with those who are not your people. In Gandhi's time, you were dealing with British. You dealt with British. You did not know those people, what sort of people they were, what civility they had. They were foreigners. You did not study them well. And you applied a mode that's called Gandhigiri. It worked there. But now you are not dealing with foreigners. You are dealing with more stronger enemy. A person, enemy in house is very dangerous. A person overseas whose enemy is different, you know about his strength, you know what ammunition that enemy has. But a person who is your internal man, internal friend, internal family member, to see what he does is very difficult. What he thinks is very difficult. So you have to investigate everything, and where you have to deal whatever situation demands. You have to deal with that. So people of this country have to open their eyes and minds now in different way. Whatever you have done in past, it doesn't mean that's right. In past, whatever we did politically or to constitute government and member of parliaments, that is something else. And I am also suggesting students community that you have started this movement. This is a limited one, we know, and we are on loggerhead with government, that's right, because this government has, you can say, notified that act, which was not expected to be notified in this situation, but because they are on loggerhead. See, people are fighting, people are on roads, nation is burning, that notification could be held to keep public calm, but this government is not in a way. This government is going to a different direction. This government is ready to fight public. This indicates that notification of 10th of January 2020 of CAA is a clear signal that government is not going to roll back this law. They are announcing that we will do it, do whatever we want. We do it come what may. This means they are not interested in public peace. They are only interested in their ego. This means a war between our government and our people commences with. Government announces, you do whatever you want. We don't care for your demands. We shall do what we are doing. We don't care for you. This is tacit declaration. This is unspoken declaration. And people have to receive it that way. People are only on roads and streets and they are crying and they are claiming and they are, you can say, speaking against regime. And we have to intensify that as well. It's question of protection of this nation. It's question of protection of constitution of this country. It's question of protection of future of this country. So students also have to think that they cannot just keep on one agenda, and that is fees and CA. They have to think further. This now is a long journey. Because when they're one side, one end is government and other end knows in public, government has a structure, infrastructure. They have police force, they have army force, they have infrastructure, and they are much more powerful than common citizens. And they can do to whatever extent they can. It's different kind of conflict. It's different kind of war. It's not hard pursuit, but a sacrificing pursuit. They have tried to kill students. They have tried to kill female students. They have only tried once. They will try more and more because they cannot bow down. This government is arrogant. They cannot bow down. They will never accept their mistakes, even though they commit mistakes. Because they know this is the only chance they have. And if this time they surrender, they go off position, they will never come back. Modi knows it very well, and all in government know it very well. If they yield forever. And that's where danger lies in. Means they are taking public for granted because they are government. They are in high mind power. They are in high drug position. Means they are not actually now people's citizens. I'm sorry, people representative. They have come out of that spherical. They are thinking that they are king of this country and you are slaves. This is what Modi thinks. This is what I say they think. You are slaves of government. and constitution is just for name's sake, and judiciary is not acting in a direction it should have done. Yes, they are doing something. They decided something for section 144. They decided something for imposition of section 144 and about various other issues such as internet, how it should be used and how it should be suspended. All that they decided, but that doesn't solve problem. That doesn't solve problem, because if there is a regime which doesn't respect constitution of this country, what do you expect they will respect judiciary? Never. A regime that does not respect people, shall they respect something else? A regime that can attack their own students, their own children, shall they think for nation? These people have come onto full swing action, so public should be ready, because they are internal enemies. It's internal conflict. They have put Jammu and Kashmir people under compression, under suppression, under oppression for last 5 months or more, and they are not considering review. They have forgotten those people. They consider those people are equipment, robots. There are 1 crore robots for them in Jammu and Kashmir. They don't consider them human. And we were happy when they did this on 5th August. We were very happy. We are enjoyed and we celebrated. Congratulations that is celebrated, because you did not think that way. And see, rapid speed of this government. Within a couple of months, they have impacted upon you. This means government has a decisive power negatively. They are going to sort out crores of people from this land to be thrown off constitution. I'm saying thrown off constitution. They want to deprive crores of people of rights and privileges of this constitution. This is going to happen. That's what I say. If you want to preserve your future, you have to think once again, and then once again. And the students have to keep marching for their rights continuously, not for just these 2 issues of fees or CAA, but we have to now review our constitution. We have to read it again and see where we stand, what part of constitution we have to take into our consideration. Of course, when there is a loggerhead state between public and government, this is clear indication that either this government is going to be a dictator state forever, continue killing its people, or time of this government has come to step down. Either of these. It's up to people of this country what they want to actually accept. Whether or not they want a dictator in the future, like Hitler, like Gaddafi and Saddam, you should say, or like King John, or they want to see North Korean King here, or of course many other places in the world I should not name. We have to decide ourselves what actually we want. We want our constitution, you can say, finished forever, to be replaced by some kind of, I don't know what's called Manu Smriti. We have to compare these two. We recognize constitution or we recognize Manu Smriti. That we have to understand. We have to answer ourselves what actually we want to see in future. We want to see a republic, democratic, socialist, secular and sovereign country, or we want a slave country. If you want a slave country, congratulations, designate yourself slave and live in this country. Or if you want a brilliant nation, for that you have to sacrifice. And that sacrifice is read Constitution again, understand this, check it, what you should do. This government has to go one day, or it has to be forever, depending upon what people think. And what I understand so far, what circumstances are announcing that change has to come. Change in a way, I think 80% or 90% public is with Constitution of this country. That I understand. I evaluate like this. 10 to 15 to 20% people, they do not like this Constitution. Means 80% people are with Constitution, 80% people from all sections of society. If that is true, what I say, I don't know, it's my observation. It can be wrong. After all, I am also human being. If this assumption is right, that 80% people of this country are with this Constitution, then dictator cannot come. Dictator can be thrown out. Let us assume dictator is thrown out. Assume us means what's wrong with that issue? Nobody is there permanent in this world. If this situation, which is undeclared emergent situation, Indira Gandhi declared emergency and this acted upon the people, but here there's no declaration. This is hidden agenda, right side, because they do not want to use Constitution for everything. They say we will not declare emergency because we don't want Constitution to come into play. That is only a consideration. That's only a game plan by this government, that do not refer everything to Constitution, just work that way. Do whatever you want to do against law, but don't include legal articles into those orders. So there's an emergency without Constitution. This means we are inching, we are marching, we are millimetering towards a state of dictatorship, cruelship, you can say, where lives and rights of people got no meaning, where Constitution of this country got no meaning at all. Only intellectuals can understand this, and people should understand this. So students have to chart out their way, because they are students. They cannot set complete agenda in one day. Somebody was telling on one show that they shall feel bored if they continue on this agenda. They cannot move for long. They cannot travel distance. I agree. Because currently agenda is very limited. Agenda is PI and save of Constitution, save of rights, save of citizenship. But if you keep into your consideration issue of citizenship, no one can harm citizenship if you are in ambit of Constitution. And if you throw Constitution, then there is no citizenship definition. Citizenship definition is very clearly mandated in our Constitution in various articles. In first chapter itself, 5 to 11, and then in election chapters, where there are 325, 26, 27, 28, etc., where citizenship has been defined. And we evaluated votership as what is voter, what is citizenship defined. There was a question on interviews, somebody talking about they are not accepting Aadhaar, they don't accept Aadhaar, they don't accept voter card, they don't accept passport for purpose of establishment of citizenship. No, it's not like that. One answer is there. When somebody answered there, yes, they cannot deny voter card and passport, but they are denying. Okay, Aadhaar, fine. Aadhaar is something else. Aadhaar can be given to a foreigner also. If you see, it's identity card of residence. But when you consider other documents, for example, let's consider passport and we consider voter card. What is passport and what is voter card? Have you ever thought of? Being very common don't think it is, oh, you're common people, I'm a common people, I'm a common, you're common. We are not very intellectual people as far as constitution laws are concerned. But in English we can understand, interpretation, construction we can understand. According to constitution we can construct what meaning it carries. Voter card. What is this document? This document is issued to voter. There was no voter card. Sometimes you go to past history, you'll see there were no voter cards. But they later on created this card. Just for a piece of paper, a document that gives you information and confirmation that you are on voter list, voter roll. That's what it gives. Okay, this is information to me, and for public it is that you are enrolled as voter. So what is voter? Voter, Constitution defines voter. A voter is a citizen above age of 18. That's what it defines. And voter is a citizen having sound mind, who is capable, who is competent to think about whom to vote. So this is constitutional provision. Citizen is given voter card. Citizen enjoys right to vote, privilege to vote. It's adult franchise, it's adult suffrage. So any person and whosoever person who got a voter card is concrete citizen above age of 18, and voter card is given to a person who is a voter. And voter means 18 years or above, a citizen of this country. This is constitutional provision, and based on this role, voter identity card is issued by election commissioner. So voter identity card means it is a statutory information, it's a statutory data that's published for every voter. It itself proves, if you have a voter card, that you are a citizen of this country. Citizen means you are a constitutional citizen, and this vote is constitutional vote. That point we have to understand. Vote is not simple sabji or vegetable. It is your constitutional right. It is your constitutional permanent right. Means vote card, voter card. So don't worry about this. Your voter card is constitutional mandate, constitutional document. You evaluate like this, value it that way. Don't be in depression about that. Whatever minister says, whatever prime minister says, their statement got no meaning at all. What constitution says is more important. This is one part. And then we go to passport. Of course, passport is a travel document. Nobody can deny that. But it is given to citizen only. It's not given to foreigner. We don't issue passport to English people. And English people do not issue passport to our people. Only your country can issue you passport where you are state subject. To what state you belong, you are citizen of that state. Either it is by birth or by emigration or by migration or by whatever means. When you are given a passport to travel, that means you are a citizen, certain citizen of that country. And of course, it doesn't mean that there is no other citizen. A person below age of 18 also a citizen, who can also be issued a travel document, but not a voter card. So passport can be issued to every citizen. But it doesn't mean that it's total. Passport is limited to those people who apply for this. But voter card is right for every citizen of 18 or above. That is the difference. You may not need passport forever, so you can't apply for it. You don't apply for that. But passport language clearly says, mandate on passport, instruction passport clearly says, you read first page and last page. First end page or last end page of passport. There are two materials. One mandate is that this request is made by President of our country to all those who deal with person, travel during travel, that please provide facility to this person when in need. Whatever sort of facility you can provide, according to international law, you provide that to this bearer of passport. Whereas if you see other description is, it's addressed to institutions or embassies or our posts in other country, that you can register there as citizens. All citizens who have in this passport can register their presence for whatever period in those posts or embassies or whatever you can say commissions, etc. Clearly mentioned. So this passport is issued under Passport Act. Is not issued by power of individual officer, and passport is issued by order of president, a permanent order. It's not individual order, it's an order in statute. So passport is a statutory document. A statutory document to travel, to reside in another country for whatever number of duration. So that is a statutory document. Passport is a statutory document, whereas vote identity card is constitutional power, constitutional mandate, constitutional declaration. Just think this way. Do not think what stupids speak, because this is our law. Passport is, of course, international recognition, because it's international travel. And it's not recognized by one country, it's recognized by UNO, it's recognized by all countries. And voter card is internal document, because this is only meant for elections, for nothing else. It proves that you are resident, it proves you are citizen, it proves your age, etc. It proves your photo. So do not misinterpret. Have confidence in your mind. Read all this, only then you can understand that. Read provisions of citizenship in Article 1, I think 2 to 5 something, or you whatever is 5, a few articles, you can go through that. And then you can read this, what I told you, election involved. This is 325-67X, 325-28. You can go through these provisions within Constitution of Great Bharat. If we say Great Britain, why we cannot say Great Bharat? We are Great Bharat. Then there's another worry. What I was thinking, I just forgot. Yes. Now what I'm suggesting to students community, as well as to all those who are involved in this movement, they are, first of all, they are doing a great job. And I congratulate to all public members that it's good that they have come up, they have woken up, they have awakened from sleep. We had been sleeping comfortably without worries that there's some responsible government which will take care of this nation. But now we have discovered that this government is not that responsible one, is not that efficient, that is expected of. We are inefficient government. We are irresponsible government. That's unfortunate. You can say sometimes what happens sometimes, you see, when you express your confidence, too much confidence in someone, you don't find results. And sometimes what happens, you just leave it to for time and see whom you did not expect that would deliver, and that person delivers. This happens, this life. There is one problem in our country, that we surrender too early. We don't chart out next agenda. We just move on certain points and stop there. And benefit of that, this leaders, so-called leaders, get. Now we are in a critical stage of falling economy, you can say. Our macro economy has actually dipped one, is drowned. And nobody control that. People who control fail to understand economy. Well, there's no use of blaming them now, because economy has gone. But it doesn't mean they are dead. They made mistakes, what to do? Of course, they made mistakes and they don't take responsibility. Fine, no problem. We deployed them for this work, but they failed to deliver because they did not have any knowledge about that. And they never accepted that they have knowledge. Well, they did not accept that, doesn't mean that chapter is closed. And you should know that economy is only one part of nation, but that is extremely important and significant part of our nation, and not only our nation, but all over all nations. If you cannot have economy, you cannot have anything. And if you have economy, you have commerce, you have business, your interactive environment around world, and that must be made, that must be preserved. But when we lose economy, we lose everything. Who is sufferer ultimately? Public is sufferer, not these political so-called bosses. Some people call prime ministers as God. You can call him God. This is your privilege, your prerogative. You cannot force on others that what you consider is right and what other considers are wrong. Time is changing and it takes some moment, it takes some period duration to have complete change. Students have started moving and part of public has started moving. Our political fools are surprised how this change happened. How could this student change scenario of a silence maintained for 5 years has bursted and people have upsurged onto roads and streets, lost fears against the government and speaking everything, whatever they think is right, means a concentration of anger has come out from people's minds. There was accumulation, there was settlement of anger, anguish in them that has now become bomb and have come out from their minds and hearts bursted. That is what's happening. And it's not happening localized. It is happening diversified. Generally, all over this nation and even in other nations where Indians, Bharatvasis reside, this explosion is happening. Public explosion, not bomb explosion, public explosion. Public have understood that there is something wrong going on and which is going to impact their future. It's going to impact constitution, and now people are talking of constitution as if this is religious, and it is. Of course it is religious. I'm feeling a little cold. Of course it is religious, and we must take care of that. Why I am talking this at this moment? We are talking because we have to be careful. Time is going to change now. No way it cannot be changed. This government has failed. This government, of course, has to go. It's a question of time when it goes. But we cannot wait. We cannot wait. Even if this government remains in power for a few more time, we may say a few more period, but we have to be ready. As public or as citizens of this country, we have to be ready. We have to be ready to enforce ourselves and to encounter what time is coming. You know, if you go to past, everybody votes, have been voting. Many times we have voted. But we have voted keeping our eyes blind and minds blind. When we got independence, in the immediate vicinity of that era, people could not understand what they were, and they were just celebrating freedom. And they were pure in mind, and leaders were also good. Thus time changed in 70s, or in, you can say, end of 60s. Indira Gandhi era started. All know. This was era where our constitution actually was affected in different mode. What I mean, mode of election actually changed. There was old Congress and new Congress. Election mode changed. Election from being publicized or from universal converted to personalized. I'm not blaming someone. I'm not blaming Indira Gandhi. I am just counting what circumstances existed. This is what analysis calls for. What our constitution says is in complete reverse direction what we are following. What actually we do, just for your information, and you know it, when we go for voting and during voting, during a campaign, we keep in our mind practically who should be our prime minister or who should be our chief minister. Who should be our prime minister or who should be our chief minister. This is where problem lies. This is really a point where problem lies, that we keep in our minds who shall be prime minister or who shall be chief minister. This is a mistake we do. We have done it many times in Congress design, other designs, and again now. We have done it in 2014 and 2019. We have done it. But we never reviewed it, because they say public is public. When you are in emotions, you don't try to listen. You're swayed, you are moved, you don't listen. That is the problem. And this is a very deep problem. This is a problem which doesn't know any solution, and that is where we fail. We fail because we don't apply our minds. We are not serious about questions and answers. My question is, it's a blank question, clear question to everyone, to all 130 crore people of this country. You always think who shall be prime minister. But why do you think this way? You shall say, what? I have to think while I'm president. How can I vote without that? Your thinking is right. Your thinking is solid right. That who shall be prime minister? Your thinking, not my thinking, and not constitutional thinking, remember. You are thinking your way. You are condemning constitution by this state, by this thinking, and you are condemning your future. You are jumping without traveling. You are in flight mode. You are not in walking mode. But remember, nation doesn't fly. Nation moves its way. Nation has to travel many uneven paths, which you don't understand. Because you don't want to analyze in depth. You just want to jump. Who shall be my prime minister? My question is, you are going to vote to your prime minister or you are going to vote your representative? You need a representative or you need a prime minister? Have you ever thought of? Many times I reflected this view, but people are not reading, I think. Press is not talking of this. Television channels are not talking of this, and political parties too are not talking of this because they want to keep this secret. Political parties have created this problem throughout. Political parties want to use image of a person to win their member of parliaments, to win their candidates, to have them win. But people too do not understand this. We do not understand this because we do not go through contents of our constitution. I'll give you contents later on. I'm giving something else now. And if you are sure that you have to elect your prime minister to run this country, then why do you vote to MPs? What is need to elect 545 member of parliaments in Lok Sabha? What is their purpose if you have to elect prime minister? This means you are not going to elect this member of parliaments by mistake or by default. They are elected. Because you are going to elect a image, a person, a figure who is in your mind. I have to see this man's prime minister. But you are not voting to prime minister, you are voting to certain, you can say, muted personalities who have no role, no direct role to governance of this country. But legally they are your representatives and virtually they are not your representatives. So you are electing something which is not yours and you consider yours. There is a problem. This is where root lies. Because you are electing someone who is not yours, who don't know you, and you are not electing someone who is yours. So both are conflicting together. Your representative is not yours. He is PM's candidate or opposition candidate. And your prime minister is not ready for your service. Because once one is prime minister, is not for you. Prime minister does not represent you, remember. Prime minister represents nation in international field, not in your field. So you are sending someone to parliament, Lok Sabha, without having role and without having relation with you. That is where problem lies. You have to find solution to that. Why I'm saying Constitution says something else. Constitution, again I define many times and I'm just defining again to refresh you because you cannot go to past videos immediately. If you go to constitutional provisions, if you go to chapter of government or union of this country, you will find definition of prime minister which is very limited. There is no separate chapter of prime minister in our constitution. Prime minister is included as a part of government or union of this country, and prime minister is located at head of council of ministers, which is actually practical government, though legal government is president of this country. Legal government. Otherwise, prime minister is detailed running government, you can say. Prime minister is not absolutely responsible legally. And prime minister includes ministers, remember. Prime minister is appointed by president of this country to serve president, to advise president how to function this, and signing authority lies with president. You have to understand this. And if you go to election chapters, you shall find something else, which is very, very significant, important, and a must read and understood. That is what I am talking about. And if you understand that, if you try to understand that correctly, your mind towards democracy would change. Your conception would change if you successfully understand that. You will change scenario of politics in this country. Real scenario would come that constitution demands, not a fictitious scenario that we have today. In fact, frankly speaking, we are working on, we are riding on a fake democracy. We are riding on fake elections. We are riding on a fake government. Our elections are fake. Our voting is fake. Our, our government is fake because we are fake. Our understanding is fake. It's completely fictitious, a kind of hawk's democracy, and we are having pride on that. This is very difficult statement, very hammering statement I'm making, but this is fact. Many of you know it, but you are scared, you're afraid to speak. But I have to explain that. This is very important. More important than vote, more important what's happening now. Whatever happening now shall settle after some time. Maybe this government stays in or they go out, I don't know. Public, what they would do, public have to decide. Students have to decide. Their parents have to decide. Common people have to decide what they have to do. But Constitution has already decided, which we never care for. That's public problem. Due to that, these people came to power. Indira Gandhi came to power, Modi came to power, Rajiv came to power, and many others, because of ignorance of that provision within Constitution. And which is that? That's what I'm going to. I am going to part 5 of Constitution and chapter 2 that defines Parliament. Constitution of Parliament. This is Article 79, which mandates there shall be a Parliament for Union which shall consist of President and 2 houses to be known respectively as Council of States and House of People. This is Article 79. Okay, this is common. You must know that and you know that. Then, if you go to another Article 80, it says composition of Council of States, and it defines that Council of States shall consist of this, and this. Means this is description of what council should be. You can go yourself. This is not related to what I'm talking of. Then I'm going to Article 81, which says composition of House of People. This is significant to citizens. It says House of People shall consist of not more than this number of members chosen by direct election from territorial constituencies in states and etc. etc. Means you shall elect by direct vote, you shall choose by direct vote, direct election, your members of parliament, because it says chosen by direct election from territorial constituency in states. You have to elect your member of parliaments from your territory. That is what this article mandates. And what does it mean? That is very important to understand. If you understand this, you can change complete political establishment. You have never used this in your thoughts, and that is why a septic politics, a sewerage system of politics has headed us. We are being led by a sewage system of politics here in our country because we elect in our imagination prime ministers, though we do not elect him formally. Once current situation changes, stabilizes or settles, we have to think on this issue. Of course, if democracy has to stay, if no, what you call Hindu Rashtra or what you say, Manu Smriti imagination comes there, constitution has to stay there. Constitution has to stay only when you elect your own members, to whom you say the member of this is representative of parliament or my MP area, my member of parliament. Now what happens? You are not voting your candidate, you are voting prime minister, though it is imagination, it is imaginary, it's hoax. Your vote actually goes to undefined, unknown candidates to you, or maybe you know that candidate, you know name of that candidate, not candidate. What you have to do? You have to adopt an invisible name, forget prime minister. That's best thing is forget prime minister. You have seen Indira Gandhi, you have seen Rajiv Gandhi, you have seen many prime ministers, and you have seen Modi now. After all, what did you get? You have to see that. And what you missed, you have to see that. First point is, you need representatives. You need your representative in Lok Sabha. Where is that? Man you elected or person you elected, that is not your person. That is either prime minister person or that is political party person. That MP who got victorious in their area is not your person. You don't know his and he doesn't know who you are. Because just by coming and doing like this in the area, you are appointing that person as a representative without knowing who is and who you are. But you are not appointing him, you are appointing prime ministers. Because I voted to prime minister, then forget these MPs, remove them all. Let prime minister stay there. Why are you wasting your money? What these 545 people are doing Lok Sabha? That's the question. 545 member of parliaments are working nothing in Lok Sabha and we are paying them. Why are you paying them for what we are paying in this question mark? After all, we are paying them. We are spending money in parliament for what? For yes or for no? That's it. Is that right? Is that right procedure for running a country? I elect to my representative. I elect my representative. This is what Constitution says. You constitute Lok Sabha. As citizen of this country, as voter of this country, this is what Constitution says. It mandates. But I never read. I never read what for I am voting. This is my fault. How can I blame political parties? Political parties spread this year to elect prime minister. Political parties never tell you elect MP. They just put a poster, but they put photo of their leader. So photo is dominating, not that person. That is where mistake is. Misleading public. All parties miss that public. All. And these leaders do not have any shame. Why I'm putting my photo here? I'm not MP. I'm not going to represent a public, but my photo should be there. And this is Modi's formula. This was Indira Gandhi's formula. This was formula adopted by everybody. Atal Bihari's formula. All abuse this power, hoax power, not constitutional power. That is where we have to check. Unfortunately, educated people do not like it. I don't understand reason. They don't like it. Only questions: who shall be prime minister? How can I vote like this? Okay, if you want to vote to prime minister, don't vote to MP. What purpose MP serve then? If MP is just a hoax appointment, it's just a hoax election, why should MP be responsible then? Just define. I am dividing my member of parliament from his right to elect PM. I am stopping my member of parliament to use that membership right to find a prime minister. That's what I'm doing. This is right of MP to find a leader for house, leader of house and for house. That right MP got, but I slaughtered that right. I said, no, I elect MP. Oh, sorry, member, I'm electing prime minister. If I have to elect prime minister, what that MP poor guy would do? But problem is MP has to be there because you have to fulfill that seat. And that is where these political parties are compelled. Means there are a confusing statement. There's a confusing state. You're traveling in two boats. One boat is for traveling to find prime minister, and one boat is to find member of parliament. But when you are having boat to find prime minister, boat to find member of parliament, it goes down. It dips in the water. It is drowned. Means a problem solver is drowned. A person who was required to solve your problem, to speak for your problem, is already down in water. He dies. Who is there then? Only prime minister, who is not yours, who claims to be yours. For example, Modi goes to whatever state you see, I shall represent, I shall be chief minister. How many chief ministers he has got now? Everywhere he said, I will be your chief minister, I will develop this state. He is a chief minister for every state. Is he working for those? He is nowhere. Actually, he is not even working for prime minister for responsibility. He is not taking any responsibility. This prime minister has not taken any responsibility for any good or bad. But he is still in power. He knows people won't ask me. He knows it very well. My people are so fools, so high degree fools, they will not question me because they love me. Do you love so much? No, this question is to be asked yourself. You ask yourself. You are not allowing your representative to work because you did not elect representative, you elected prime minister. So we have to find a route, second route for this election of democracy. We have to determine why we should elect prime minister. No need. Because whomever you elected, they did not work for you. Modi failed to deliver. And all past prime ministers failed to deliver what you wanted. It's a big question. And also a big answer. Now because you are in movement stage, nation is in movement stage, changes are going to come. Sooner or later, there will be changes. These movements cannot go forever. Time has to change. Constitution that was sleeping has to come into role. Its real role. People closed actually our constitution and they think themselves their constitution. That stage has to go now. Constitution has to act. This is time for constitution to play its role. We have to use Constitution as authentic material and not imaginary material. Constitution is full of properties, full of various characters that can benefit citizen, that can benefit nation. It was meant only for something else which is not right, which is not clear. And it's really very difficult to understand how to manage this. We fail to manage that. If we do not respect Constitution, we do not respect ourselves. And if we respect Constitution, we are really going to create what we expected, what we viewed, what our forefathers viewed. Problem is, this document was ignored and still we are ignoring it. We only talk of this only when there is problem. Otherwise, we don't talk of this. We keep it isolated when we don't need it. And we keep it to forefront when we need it. It should be a regular document. Of course, courts refer to this. Which people are involved in its profession, they deal with it. But this is for public. Public should deal with this. You should know what is right, what is wrong. And if that happens, we shall be victorious. Democracy shall win, Constitution shall win. When people start learning it, judiciary shall change, executive shall change, and legislature shall change, certainly. They know people are not asking anything. Police shall change, believe me. All shall change if you change your way. You have to take one chance. You have to risk once. Try it. Do not think for Prime Minister. Do not think for Chief Ministers. Just think for your Member of Parliament. Just think for whom you are sending to Lok Sabha. Who is he? What he is? You should ask for his curriculum vitae or CV and then decide what that person is. It's not simply name and date of birth. Everything. What that person is, what his background, is he criminal or he's very good citizen, or he's having any national attitude, or his what qualification or what academics that person got, what money he has, how is he wealthy or not wealthy or normal, or what he can do for you, what is his approach to our Constitution, what is that person's approach to our nation, and what is that person's approach to our common people. Such questions you have to ask that person in written state and written statement, and then you get assurance that frequently that person, if wins, shall interact with you either face to face or through medium. And then vote. Compare all. I'm not saying don't elect from parties. Elect from parties also. If you consider that this man can think, this man can raise issues, not be a puppet of his leader. We do not want puppets. We want self-initiative leaders, self-proactive leaders. And if you can do that, if citizens can do that, you can change everything what's happening now. Once you understand what you are, what's the meaning of your vote, and you elect member of parliament, not prime minister. You shall find real change. Otherwise, you cannot find any change in this country. Because we are motivated people, motivated in the sense that we move in name of leaders, not in name of constitution, not in name of our rights. These days and for last years, many years, what's happening on internet or others? If you speak against the prime minister, if you speak against current regime, you are awarded status of anti-national, status of deshdrohi, or status of some religious bad name, or you belong to Congress. Certain types of such words are used. If you speak against such people, against government and PM, they say, you're congressman. I don't understand why they write like this. Who are they? After all, what's the purpose of writing this? They just want to write anything which has got no meaning. This happened because of our ignorance that we elect PM or we elect MP. And we have actually given way to these political scandals that we can follow them blindly. While we should not follow them blindly, we should check them, we should audit their work, their acts. We have not done. And that is why I am requesting all citizens to change their attitude to think about politics. Whatever is happening is not politics. We are wasting our time even during polling. We are wasting our time electing people from political parties. We are wasting our time because there is no efficient party left. People are saying, old have gone, youth are there, and youth are not thorough. They are energetic, they are enthusiastic, but they cannot use their mind directly if they do not think about constitution. And these people who are in revolution stage, who are in mode of movement, those people are intelligent one. They understand what you are talking. They are able to respond to public in a positive way, and that must happen positive way. We have to be very serious. We are not hired people by government. We are not hired by some political parties. We are independent people. Why should we worry about these political parties? After all, who are they? Who are they? Why should I worry? Why should I be dependent on these political parties for electing my member of parliament? How can I elect anybody? It's my choice. I have to see complete details of candidate and then decide. And if required, you talk to them. You have interaction with them. Why can't we do that? What's wrong? Why we should depend upon TV announcement, upon TV debates? Why? We are fools. We are not fools. We have to vote to somebody whom we like. And if that person doesn't work, it cannot happen. That person is not working because you are not electing that person, you are electing someone else. So why should that person waste that time? Because he has got no role with you and you have got no role with him. That's what I'm saying. You have to start a change. I just have imagination when these political parties are out. All these political scammers are out. Who think politics is their commerce, their destination. Without politics, they cannot take food. They are scared. These political leaders are scared. They talk a lot, but they are scared. They talk a lot and do not think they are scared. They'll promise you everything. They will do nothing. They are scared. They are scared. If you do not vote them, they shall not survive. Everyone, all political parties are same, no difference. Means actually there is a conflict now between political parties. All political parties want to survive, but none of them is interested to serve public. That's the problem. They talk their way. They are enemy to each other. They are no friend to public. If you raise some question, Congress can blame BJP, BJP can blame Congress. Nobody answers to public. And public is isolated actually. If you don't have political attachment, you are nothing. If your attachment is having, you can use that attachment. That's what is expected and anticipated. But I don't want any of these. I want those elected think for Bharat, do for Bharat, and not even to me for me. Yes, I have problems. I have to write problems to you. You are required to solve them problems. That's what you are there for, not otherwise. So what I am saying, you try once. You try it once. Don't worry, you will Prime Minister. No worry about that. Prime Minister, everybody is related to Prime Minister. Don't worry about that. We don't need PM, we need MP. We need MP more important than PM. If MP listens to bills, they listen to constitution, they care for all this, you can change all. There we are worrying over one man now, then we have to worry for 545 people. If they all think, they will of course talk together. They will not care to worry about PM. Oh, PM is coming, sit down. Or is coming, as happens in Parliament. We have to be selective now. I don't understand whether you are understanding this. I am talking in a different mode. One chance you give to this type of election and see what happens. Do not value Prime Minister candidate. Do not even worry about Prime Minister candidate. Worry about MP and worry about MLA. If you worry about MP or worry about MLA, you will like to see every detail of that person. Means political level, efficiency level, what person that is and what he wants to show. There is a problem here. Means you are not ready to elect as such. You are only ready to go your way. If you want to go your way, you will not find anything your way. These political leaders shall keep you cheating all time. They will keep making their future, not your future. Wealth is yours, they will enjoy. Vote is yours, they will enjoy. Their children will enjoy. And vote is yours. They will have powers, and you shall keep in queues at their homes or in their offices to see them. If you want that type of continuity, then you don't talk of nation better. Then you don't complain what's not happening or what's happening, because you do not want to change. System cannot change. That is what I think. I have explained to you like this. Maybe you don't understand, or you don't want to understand, or you say, this man is fool, this man has no work, this man talks like this every day, this man wastes our time, and what to do with this man? Don't do anything with this man. Means you change now. Don't worry about Modi, don't worry about someone else. They're all important. These are, despite being in power, they did nothing, so they're important. What is to them? 545 MPs in Lok Sabha and they are sleeping. There is a bill against constitution, they are sleeping. CAA is against constitution, nobody raised question. I wrote to Faridabad Member of Parliament, Krishna Pal. I sent on the Facebook email, posted that, asking him a question. Why did you support this bill? Are you slave to PM? I got no response. Because he has no response. He could simply say, oh, I did right, I have done right thing, and that person is advocate. I told you are advocate. You must know constitution. How could you support blindly something? No response. I'm very grateful. That person did not even respond, despite my posting in his Facebook page and my page, both. I did not send mail because they would not bother about that. It should be made public, at least to know that people are asking questions. And I also wrote to all people, write to your respective MPs raising this question, on what basis you supported this bill. People have to understand, MPs have to know that people are watching and questioning, but I did not say any posting as such. I don't know why people are not careful, or they are ignoring, or they think let it happen. And when you see let it happen, then it let happen only. Then it doesn't work. See, I am single person. I cannot change scenario. I can only speak because I don't have any organization. I am an individual. I am not linked to any political group. I don't be. My political group is public of this country. Whole nation is my political people. My assistance, my association is with citizens of this country, and not with these political rascals, political robbers, all. I don't believe in any prime minister. I believe in myself. I believe in citizen. It is citizen of this nation which is under challenge now, and there is a mistake. Government has challenged his employer. Strange. Our government, such powerful. Our employee is so powerful, he is challenging his employer. Who are you? You prove it. Mind-boggling. I appointed this rubbish person for my service of governance, and this person is challenging me. Who are you? I don't understand what I did. I break my head with wall. I strike my head with wall. What I do? I voted foolishly to this person, and he's talking nonsense. He'd ask if public support him after passing bill. What is the meaning of that? Will another be fooling people? You should support this act. It's act now. It's done. What support do you want? Only there is opposition. What support? Means he can think you are foolish by this instruction to people. Support it. Oh, it's act. And now it's notified. So what to support? Means they think we are fools. And we say, okay, thank you very much for calling me fool. Thank you, so you're beating my son. Thank you, so you're beating my daughters. Thank you for police beating me. Many thanks. Change this attitude. Change this attitude if you want to change this nation. Remember, if you cannot save this constitution, you cannot save yourself. These people are dependent on you. You know why? It's not because of you. It's because of constitution. And in that constitution, it's because of this small chili pepper, it's called vote, which pinches in their eyes. If, believe me, there is no vote, they will not see, they will not even care for you who you are. This vote is only commodity for them. This is only power for them. And this lies with you, this rests with you. And that is the only reason that they talk to you. They ask you for votes, they request you for votes. Because they know if no votes means they cannot sit there. They cannot be in parliament, they cannot be in assemblies, they will be on road. And we have to bring them down to road. This is our destiny. It's a conflict. It's a conflict between government and people and through constitution. Constitution is a power now. We have to make constitution our weapon. Constitution is our weapon to attack government, and government has to respond through constitution to defend itself. This is a different kind of war. Public versus government through referee constitution. It's a competitive war. It's a mind war. It's a voice war. It's a demand war. It's a responsive war. And this war shall open minds of judiciary, minds of executive, and mind of president. All locks shall be unlocked. If you cannot do this, then you sleep forever in slavery mode. You consider yourself slave and live accordingly. Don't waste your time. Let your tax money these people enjoy. Let property of this nation these people sell. Let their robber friends stay overseas wherever they want. Then don't complain. You have no right to complain. Then Asians should go back. All those on the streets and roads should go back. Today is one CA, tomorrow shall be another CA, then another CA, then another CA. It's up to public what to do. Time is not going to stay for you. Constitution is going to speak to you. It's you to say, you think. Nation needs think tanks. Bharat needs think tanks. And you should know what is think tank. You send representatives to parliament for what? To sleep? To see videos? Or go to canteen and eat? Or travel and enjoy? What for you send them there? You have to decide. Are you going to elect thinkers for nation? Or you are going to elect sleepers for nation, duffers for nation, scared people for this nation? You have to decide. You are going to elect prime minister puppet or opposition puppet, or you are going to elect a person who talks to you, who transmits your problem to parliament, and who think that you are his voter. He has to take care, he or she has to take care. Or you want that these people should be, these MPs should be, robbers, they should be looters, they should be murderers, they should be terrorists. You have to decide, because already you have contributed to that too much. You have contributed 233 criminalized people, criminal background people, members to parliament, Lok Sabha. It's very wonderful achievement you have done in interest of nation. I don't know what interest you want to serve. You are criminalizing politicians, you are criminalizing Lok Sabha, you are criminalizing everywhere, and then there are criminals in Lok Sabha. How do you expect that they'll do for you? If you cannot even differentiate who is a criminal, who is not a criminal, and you vote blindly, what should be done? Just you are voting in name of because of someone says you vote my candidate or some other party says my candidate, and you vote for that without even knowing what that person thinks for you. I don't know there's any meaning of democracy left. We have got criminals in Lok Sabha. How do you expect them good work for you? How do you expect them good for you? They do good work for you. How, on what basis you expect that? You should not expect that because it's your mistake. By mistake, there can be one or two. 233 out of 545 criminal mystery are there. And they're sitting at top. Puppet of Prime Minister and your representative. How can be together? How my representative can be puppet to Prime Minister? He should ask question to Prime Minister. Prime Minister must respond to him because Prime Minister is part of government. And MP is not part of government, MP is part of legislature. There's a difference. You constitute Lok Sabha according to Article 81. You constitute Lok Sabha, not Prime Minister. It's citizen that constitutes Lok Sabha. It's citizen that constitutes its attorney, legislative attorney. I constitute my legislature attorney, not Prime Minister attorney. But I don't understand this. If you ask someone, Constitution would say, I am operating my work, you are not operating, what can I do? I ask you to elect your representative, but you are not electing your representative, you are electing someone you don't know. What can I do then? Constitution is right. Constitution is right. Election Commission is right. It's your problem. It is your problem. You are electing unknown. You are electing hawks, and you are expecting answers from those people who are not yours. This is what I have to say. Open your eyes, students. Not just FIREs, not just CA. These are just jokes. Right government, right MLA, right MP. That is required if you want to change this. You stand in elections, so who says don't stand? You stand. You are young. Stand up. You know what happened? I saw a video. Because these students are successfully, they are moving successfully. That's why government beat them. Now they are notified that, okay, notify, what's up? Notify. Now what's also happening? Political parties also coming there now in scene. I saw Congress representative there. What is that doctor? Someone, Dr. SC doctor, I don't know his name, Raj something. Then I saw communist people there. And they say, we are following you, you are leaders. Oh, you are following them now. What a great achievement. They say, we did not do in 5 years what these students have done. So, why you didn't in 5 years? Because you had been sleeping or you were under some criminal action. You are scared by government. I'll send ED to your home. I'll give CBI to your home. So you are under that threat. You are saving your faces. You are protecting your faces under guard of government. You did not care for the public. Right or wrong? So you say, okay, students, I salute you. You said that. And now you say, if you bring 10, if you come, what one said, if you bring 10, you are 10,000, you just tell us, if in a moment or rally or something, if you're 10,000, I'll bring my 10,000. Great contribution. Means if they bring 10,000 demonstrators, that party shall send 10,000 from its strength. Now, these leaders who led this country, who claim to lead this country for decades, now they are accepting follow-up these students. What a change! Just by small point, you change these political leaders, Congress leaders you changed, Communist leadership changed. So what about BJP? They will touch your feet. They are boasting about Hindu Ras and that trust and this trust and see and that. They will come to your feet. It's not question of your university now. It's not question your fee demand or CA now. It's question of survival of this nation on constitution. This is a change. This is going to be a political scenario change. And if you use Article 81, read it again and again, see what you are. This CAA is toilet paper then, nothing. This NRC is another toilet paper. All are useless, no need. Political change is required. Political change, we should be constitutional change. We don't want this type of politics. Political parties are involved. Election of PM is not required. There's no political party in our constitution. There's no PM election now. Remember that. PM cannot be elected by people. CM cannot be elected by people. It's only MLAs and MPs who are elected by direct vote. This is law of our land. Why should we worry about election of PM? Hell with it. Hell with CM election. Elect your man to whom you can question. Come on, we have a meeting here. On this date we are meeting in this cultural center. You come here and answer these questions. Or you go to his meeting, he has to call meeting and raise questions there. That is called conferencing democracy that you need. You have to involve with that democracy that is required. Just vote and sleep for 5 years? No, it's not democracy. I don't need such democracy where I vote and then forget you and you forget me. I want interactive democracy. I want a democracy that works. I want representatives who do not sleep for 5 years. I want such representatives in parliament who thinks, who listens, who speak, who checks everything. What's happening? What bill is coming? What budget is working? What they are speaking? Why speakers are listening? We have to require this type of system. You are a member of parliament, you are my representative, you have to speak on my behalf, not on PM's behalf, not on Congress and BJP behalf. If you cannot speak that way, I don't need you, because I'm paying you. So I need representatives, not puppets, not effigies. I want my soul there through my member. I want to raise my voice through my member. Remember, if you cannot do this, you cannot run this country. This country is in the hands of criminals. You have to pull back this country from hands of criminals. Don't criminalize politics. Don't criminalize house of politics, house of rule, that is legislature. If you want to change, this is only way, remember. By this way you can change all judiciary, because these people from Lok Sabha, they elect Prime Minister and this government elects your judges. So if right people are there, there will be right election. No representation from RSS or from BJP or from Congress. Correct representation, merit-based representation in judiciary and merit-based representation in executive. Right ministers because of right MPs, because of right PM, right president because of right electorate. This is, you can say, right MLAs and right MPs, because there's an electoral college for president and vice president. If you want to change route, you will see different tree. And if you just want to live in doldrum, In dark world that don't want anything, this country cannot change. This politics shall stay there, rubbish politics, this sewage politics, this Congress, this BJP, this CPI, this, all shall keep looting this country, looting your vote. They will not change anyway. They are enjoying your vote because of for their benefit, not for public benefit. It is proved. And we have to strengthen, we have to support this student movement, this public movement, because this cannot happen again immediately. If it subsidizes, if it settles, then it cannot come back again after 5.5 years, or you can say after many decades. This has come back to such moment which is equivalent to freedom struggle. We have to honor it. It's an opportunity to change complete scenario. If we can help them, and we help ourselves, we have to speak. Prime Minister should be scared of public. He's scaring public, unfortunately. It's Prime Minister who should listen to people, but he's speaking to people. He's not listening. I don't want monkey path. I want reality. I don't want imaginations. I want to see facts. Can you believe it? Do you agree with me? If you agree, fine. If you don't agree, that is your choice. I can just submit my mind to you. If you are with that, fine. If you are not with that, that's your choice. With this, I conclude today's with my suggestion that read Constitution, try to take one opportunity to throw this government out and to bring your government through your MPs, not political parties, people MPs. Your MPs should report to you, not to political parties. That may belong to political parties, but report to you that I have done this and I have to do this. Otherwise, you waste time. No democracy, fictitious democracy. You have to redefine democracy in this country. You have to redefine more than England defines, more than US define. You have to redefine democracy by your thinking power. Create think tanks in Lok Sabha, create think tanks in Rajya Sabha, create think tanks in executive, create think tanks in judiciary. That will be done only when you create your MP and your MLA. You have to rethink. This is conclusion of this talk. Students, move further. Don't stay at FIRICE or CA. CA is nothing. This is a delusion, but this has created a movement that is important. This movement must keep moving. It must keep moving, and don't dissolve it through political leaders. Don't dissolve it. Don't keep it concentrated against government. Use Constitution as much as possible to change political scenario. We want to see real democracy, not political party democracy or fictitious democracy. With that, I say thank you very much. Jai Bharat.